When I was in high school, there was an old janitor named Mr. Lewis. Everyone knew him, but nobody really noticed him. Students walked past him every day like he didn't exist. Some kids even made fun of him. Old clothes, quiet voice, always carrying the same mop bucket through the halls. Honestly, most people thought he was just another lonely old worker. But one winter changed everything. There was a girl in our school named Sophie. She was quiet, always sitting alone during lunch. Her clothes looked old, and sometimes she pretended not to be hungry so nobody would notice she had no lunch money. Most students ignored her, but Mr. Lewis noticed. Every day after lunch started, he'd quietly walk to the cafeteria register and whisper something to the cashier. Then, somehow, Sophie always received a free lunch. At first, she thought it was a school program, but it kept happening every single day. Months passed, and nobody knew why. One afternoon, I stayed late after basketball practice. While walking past the cafeteria, I saw Mr. Lewis counting small dollar bills from his wallet, then handing them to the lunch lady. I heard him quietly say, "Please don't tell her it's me." My chest tightened instantly. The lunch lady looked emotional. Then she whispered, "You can't keep doing this every day." Mr. Lewis smiled softly and replied, "No child should feel embarrassed for being hungry." That moment changed the way I saw him forever. But the story became even more heartbreaking later. A few weeks before graduation, Sophie discovered the truth accidentally. She walked into the cafeteria early and saw Mr. Lewis paying for her lunch again. She started crying immediately and asked him, "Why would you do this for me?" Mr. Lewis stayed silent for a few seconds, then quietly answered, "Because when I was your age, someone once did it for me." The cafeteria became completely silent. Then he continued, "My family was poor too. Some days, lunch was the only meal I had." Sophie hugged him while crying. And honestly, half the cafeteria started crying too. But the biggest surprise came at graduation. The principal stepped onto the stage and called Mr. Lewis forward unexpectedly. Then he revealed something nobody knew. For over 6 years, Mr. Lewis had secretly used part of his own salary to pay for students who couldn't afford lunch. Thousands of meals. Thousands. The entire gym went silent. Then every student stood up and started clapping. Some teachers were crying. Parents were crying. And Mr. Lewis just stood there, embarrassed, smiling quietly. That day, nobody saw him as just the janitor anymore. Years later, Sophie became a teacher. And every Christmas, she still visits Mr. Lewis with gifts and letters from her students. Because one small act of kindness during high school changed her entire life.